We do have a quorum. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Rabbi Michael Kahana. He is a current board member of our Board of Trustees. Rabbi Kahana.
Thank you so much. And I will remind everybody to please be muted because we're getting a little bit of feedback. So if you could just check your system and make sure that you're muted if you're not going to be speaking. I am really honored to be together with this incredible community as we fulfill our responsibility of taking care of each and every member of our community and holding us together. As we gather today, we gather in a time of concern and in a time of hope. There is concern for all of us in the Jewish community as we see rising anti-Semitism, as we see a sense of disconnection for so many of us, and incredible optimism as we are beginning to see our community open again. We're able to see people come together. Look at the beautiful photographs we all were able to share together and to see the concern, the compassion, the love that Cedar Sinai has given to its residents throughout this most incredible time. And to recognize that we are coming together with a hopefulness of more hugs, more embrace, more possibility, more connection. So as we gather for this meeting, we pray that God's presence will remain with us, will protect those who are vulnerable, lift up those who protect those who are vulnerable, and let us hold each other with a sense of hopefulness, with a sense of possibility, with a sense of love that we hold as community. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi. At this time, I would like to thank all of our VIPs who have joined us this evening. Those VIPs include people like you, every single one of you as a VIP, our community members, our donors, and our volunteers. Thank you for being here. I just have a few words that I would like to share with all of you. As a garment is made up of single threads, so every gift aids in building the greatest work of charity, the Talmud. To each and every one of you, to all of our threads, to our nurses, our aides, our culinary staff, our housekeepers, our IT department, our residents, our families, our board, our members, our volunteers, all of our offices and frontline workers, you all have aided in building our great work of charity, and my heart truly goes out to you. What a year we have been through. We have lived through a pandemic. We are still living through it, and we have done more than just survive. Through the amazing leadership of Kimberly Fuzon, CSP has had the lowest incidences of COVID of any facility of its kind in the entire Pacific Northwest. I am so privileged and honored to work alongside Kim. As we enter our new year, we are also entering our repair, rebuilding, and reimagining phase. We have actively sought out and brought on 6 new board members, each with unique skills that will continue to help CSP be all that it can be. We have strengthened our staffing and even brought back to the fold longtime CSP employees. We have hired experienced, effective leadership that knows how to drive culture, and we have built a board that truly understands governance. So what's in it for this year? Well, we have reinvigorated our governance committee, and we are currently in the process of reviewing our bylaws and all other corporate documents. We have taken a hard look at operations on all fronts and are starting the process of revamping, redoing, and repairing. We have started the repair work in our physical presence by installing new carpeting and new flooring at RSM. We are in the process of totally updating 5 apartments and are planning for more. Bids are coming in for painting, power washing, new roofing, and the list continues. With great energy and guidance of our development committee, Friends of Robeson is reimagining its vision of who they are and how and who they can help on our campus. With our strategic plan as our template, we are reimagining our services and looking to bringing back memory care as part of our continuum of care. I want to thank Barbara Glidewell for reminding us of her work as our ethics advisor and rebuilding our ethics committee. That committee will meet as necessary to respond to ethical issues raised by the trustees, staff, residents, and families, and as appropriate, the community at large. CSP's commitment to our culture and our community brings a marrying and reimagining of our current spiritual life committee with a new focus on the culture of community. Ensuring our culture, our commitment founded on Jewish values, and our welcoming of people of all faiths is fully recognized. We will continue to ensure that our staff, our residents, our board, and our community are committed to our longer-term vision, mission, and goals, to what sets us apart, what makes CSP so special, and a place to call home. There are a lot more exciting, new, and innovative plans for the future, and I truly believe that our future is looking bright. We will continue to keep you informed of our progress, our milestones, and our accomplishments. And once again, a heartfelt thank you to all of you. Now I would like to introduce David Hirsch, CSP trustee and treasurer. David.
Thanks, Elise. Well, it will come as no surprise to anyone that I'm here tonight to tell you the last year has not been an easy one financially, but I'm happy to be able to tell you that we have been weathering the storm, and there's definitely calmer weather on the horizon. I'll talk for just a couple of minutes about our performance over the last year, our outlook for the next year, and then touch on the audit before I wrap up. We're not yet finished our fiscal year, so I have 10 months of results to share. And the first 10 months of this year have resulted for us in a net loss of $1.5 million. That's actually $250,000 ahead of our budget, although it's $1.1 million behind the full last year results. That's made up of a net operating loss through April from our operations of $4 million, which was $1.2 million behind the budget. Now that was driven by the impact of COVID, both on additional expenses, where we saw the expenses about $300,000 above budget, and the impact of reduced census and occupancy, which hit our revenue by about $9 million beyond the budget. But we had significant one-off non-operating income items, and that helped us offset that operating loss beyond the budget. We received about $500,000 in COVID-related grants this year, and some truly exceptional contributions from the community, two of which I need to call out here, from Ernie Scheuer and from Marcy Tonkin. Those two donations alone totaled over $400,000. And some great news from today. We learned, albeit delayed, that our PPP loan from last year was forgiven, which will be a boost to our net income this year of $2.5 million. On a cash basis, our cash decreased in the first 10 months of this year by $800,000. It's been our first year that we've had higher debt repayments to make. We've paid $600,000 so far this year. But to put that in context, we received $2.5 million from that payroll protection program last year to help us sort of weather the coming COVID storm. So a decrease of cash this year of 800,000 in that context is certainly not as bad as it could have been. Our balance sheet is really strong. Our net assets right now stand at $41 million. On that balance sheet is $26 million of debt, but 2.5 is about has just been wiped out today. But we have definitely some really strong infrastructure and assets that we can rely upon in the future. So looking ahead to next year, we're already seeing the RHRC census rebound with good numbers of skilled nursing care. And we're starting to see occupancy erosion at the manor recover as well, which is a great sign for next year. In early drafts of the budget, we're projecting a $1.4 million improvement in operating results as COVID expenses start falling away, and increased occupancy means we can start using our resources more efficiently. But we were helped hugely last year with those special COVID grants and those exceptional donations from the community. Even though the COVID expenses will reduce next year, the investments we're making in the quality of our care and services, as well as our infrastructure next year, means that the support of our donors and the community is as needed and appreciated as ever. We wrapped up our audit a couple of months ago with a clean audit report from our auditors and some very positive feedback on our data and processes. And I want to thank the finance team, led by Kathy, not just for getting us through the audit, but all of their hard work this year. Last year, I ended this same presentation on a hopeful note, assuming that the pandemic couldn't possibly have stretched all year. And unfortunately, I've had to defer my optimism a little bit and accept that this full year was difficult all the way through to the end. But seeing life return to normal on campus and occupancy rebounding, I really am looking forward to a much stronger financial performance next year. Thanks very much.
Thank you, David. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce Kimberly Pousson, CSP's CEO. Kimberly.
Thank you, Elise. Thank you, David. Neshama. Neshama is the Hebrew word for the soul, the spirit, the essence. Throughout this year's pandemic, Cedars-Sinai Park revealed itself as the neshama of our community. Within it, CSP holds the wisdom of the past, the resilience of the present, and transcendent hope for the future. The Nigerian proverb, "Ona ewe obodo," resonates deeply. It takes a village. Because of the valiant effort of our entire staff, the profound dedication of our trustees, the extraordinary patience and understanding of our residents and their families, and the exceptional generosity of our local, national, and international communities, Cedars-Sinai Park kept COVID-19 at bay. On behalf of all of us at Cedars-Sinai Park, please accept our deepest gratitude. Patty Garibaldi, Kirsten Carr, Krista Maddox, Vivian Villegas, Kathy Thompson, Drew Rosenthal, and Geneva Dugal, my executive leadership team, my profound thanks to each of you for your partnership and leadership this past year. I look forward to our continued powerful collaboration. A sage mentor said to me, "We do what we do at Cedars-Sinai Park because we're Jewish." At Cedars-Sinai Park, we believe that the only thing that matters as much as what we do is the spirit in which we do it. Through our work, we live our Jewish values. They are the driving force behind our actions and the foundation of everything we do. More profoundly than who we serve, our essence, our neshama, our identity as a Jewish agency speaks to why we serve. Guided by the values of tikkun olam, which is repairing the world, refuah, which is healing, gemilut chasidim, acts of loving kindness, tikva, which is hope, Kahila, which is community, and of course, love, honor, and respect, we strive to be a vital resource for all of Portland. We celebrate the diversity of our staff, our supporters, our residents, our volunteers, our donors, and find unity in the strong community we are building together. This 101st is Cedars-Sinai Park's defining year. The road, although uphill, will be rewarding. We look forward to being together again in body as well as in mind and spirit, celebrating, learning, growing, and evolving. We look forward to our upcoming vaccine clinic for working families, to the reopening of our day center, to the return of memory care. This is the year we deepen our culture of community. This is the year of renewal for Cedars-Sinai Park, and we will do it together. L'chaim chaverim. And now, a special song created just for Cedars-Sinai Park by our musical friends, the a cappella group 613.
Generation, there are values that we've kept. In every moment, every smile, love, honor, and respect. Every day is an adventure, and we're feeling so alive. This is more than a place to live, it's a place to thrive. At Cedars-Sinai Park, enjoy, we're thriving. CSP, it's a life, l'chaim. Our greatest honor is to care for those who care for us. So come on down and join the party. It's always fun with Bingo Barbie. Meet me down at Marcy's bar in our Hamish home at Cedars-Sinai Park. Built on Jewish values, warmly welcoming all faiths. Our hearts are full on each Shabbat and through the holy days. With music, art, and life enrichment, the fun goes on and on. And we're the only Jewish home in Oregon. At Cedars-Sinai Park, enjoy, we're thriving. CSP to life, l'chaim. Our greatest honor is to care for those who care for us. So sing with me in manor choir, find new ways to be inspired. All our residents are stars in our Hamish home at Cedars-Sinai Park. Where would we be without our amazing community? Our donors and their unrivaled generosity. The friends of Robeson and all who volunteered. Their gifts will keep us shining just like they did the first 100 years. At Cedars-Sinai Park, enjoy, we're thriving. CSP to life, l'chaim. Our greatest honor is to care for those who cared for us. So like it's done in every generation, let all light bring illumination. We can always find that spot in our Hamish home at Cedars-Sinai Park. In our Hamish
Oh, that was fabulous. And yes, it never does get old. Thank you. That was fabulous. Now, what I would like to do is nominate our 6 fabulous new board members to the slate. And what I'm going to do is introduce them. I'm going to say a brief bit about them. And when I am done, I would like a second on my motion to approve this slate of new trustees. Then I'll ask for the vote and we'll do all in favor, anybody opposed and any abstaining, and hopefully then congratulate everybody. Our first trustee is Mark Goldring. Mark oversaw almost all functions of the software business that he founded and ran for 12 years and then later sold. He is currently the CEO of Investron Property Group South Africa, a company involved in the development of residential and industrial properties in South Africa. Mark and his wife moved to Portland in 2014, and Mark became a US citizen in 2019. Mark describes himself as a problem solver, a team player, skilled in business processes, design, and much, much more. Next is Dr. Howard Greatzer. Dr. Greatzer received his BS in microbiology and his DO with a mini residency in geriatric medicine. He received a certificate of special recognition in geriatric medicine. He has been a medical director for decades in the long-term care health institutes. He has written and published over 16 articles and has received many awards and honors, including Top Doctor from Portland Monthly. When not serving on boards, conducting research and writing, Dr. Greatzer can be found on the golf course. Jen Griffith-Weapron. First, congratulations to Jen, who received her PhD on June the 6th. Jen has 15 years of clinical experience as a nurse practitioner in the fields of family medicine and oncology. She has also developed a cancer survivorship program at a regional healthcare system. Jen's list of skills include, but are not limited to, leadership, teamwork, management, and customer service. When Jen's not working, she stays busy with her 3 children. She enjoys running, biking, hiking, and camping. Next is Margot Phoebus-Perriman. Margot is the owner of Opal 28. You may remember the delicious food that was brought to our homes for our annual event that came from Opal 28. Margot has a BA in Business and Communication Studies from the University of San Francisco. She is currently on the steering committee of the Eastside Jewish Commons. Margot is a 3rd-generation CSP supporter. She and her husband are expecting their first child in September. And in whatever free time that she has, Margot enjoys delicious food, wine, and time with her teenage stepdaughters. Next is Felicia Rosenthal. Felicia is the Associate Director at Stella & Dot, a boutique jewelry and accessory company. She is a native Portlander and has been involved with CSP her whole life through her family and members that she knows being residents. Felicia sees CSP as, quote, a jewel in our community, end quote. She is past president of the BB Camp board, and for the past 3 years, she has been chair of Federation's Women Giving Circle. She is a member of Dress for Success, Little Black Dress Circle, and Felicia has also significant volunteer involvement at the Circus Project and at Congregation Neve Shalom. She is also the proud mom of a Labradoodle and 2 human children as well. And last but certainly not least is Jamie Simon Harper. Jamie is a Portland native. She is currently a palliative care social worker at Kaiser Permanente. Jamie comes to us with knowledge and skills in program development, community outreach, event planning, and much more. She was also on the BB Camp board and involved with Federation Super Sunday. When Jamie isn't working, she enjoys walking with friends, yoga, hiking, and spending time with her 2 children. That is our fabulous slate of trustees, and I am now asking for a second to approve that slate.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. All in favor, please raise your hand. Is there anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? I think we unanimously have a great new slate of trustees. Congratulations to you all. Thank you so much. I'd also at this point like to thank our outgoing trustee, Bernice Karsh, who was our representative, and thank her for her service for this past year. I would like to also let everybody know who our current board of trustees, additional now to the 6 that we just elected. They are Rabbi Michael Kahana, Eileen Davidson, Michael Phoebus, Marion Gans, Fran Gardner, who is our new resident representative. Thank you, Fran. Ivan Gold, Michelle Gradow, David Hirsch, Dr. Marvin Kaiser, Michael Millender, Conrad Myers, Steve Rollison, Jeff Reingold, Eddie Schuldman, Mylan Shankar, and James Winkler. That is our slate. That is our board of trustees. And I would like to ask if there's any other business to be brought up. Hearing none, this concludes our annual meeting. I want to thank you all for your support and your continued help, and just my heartfelt thanks once again to all of you. This will conclude this meeting, and I would ask the board to please stay on so we can vote in our slate of officers for the 21-22. So thank you, everybody. L'chaim. See you soon.